Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, you know what? I just realized I forgot my planner. I'm going to have to go grab that in here in a minute. Good morning. Good morning. How is everyone doing today? Good morning, Donna. Good morning, Proverbs 31. What's your given name? What is your given name? If you don't mind. Good morning. Good morning. Isabel. Hello, Isabel. I totally forgot my planner. You all, I need to go get it. How is everyone today? Turn my phone notifications off so I'm not distracted. Good morning, Melissa. You love my planners. Well, I totally enjoy my planners. Ironically, I don't have it on me right now. I need to go get mine so we can talk about planners. I'm so glad you found the channel. Welcome. Good morning. Rewritten by Faith. What is your given name? Rewritten by Faith. So I know what to call y'all. Unless you want me to call you by your handle. That's totally fine too. I'm running a little bit late today. Just a few minutes late. Kristen. Hello, Kristen. But we are going to go ahead and get started with our Psalm for the morning. This one is, I believe we're in Psalm 44. For those of you who may not know, I am reading from this volume called Psalms of the Bible, printed by Holman. They're the publisher for the CSB, and this volume contains all the Psalms of the Bible, not just from the book of Psalms, but other places too, and they are in the Christian Standard Bible and in the King James Version. So it's a really lovely little volume. And if you're interested, I keep this linked on my website. If you go to my website, listenalani.com, you'll find a favorites page, and this is the first list, my Monday morning show list. All the things I use here on the show, on our Monday lives, are linked there. If you're interested, you can get a copy. All right, we're going to start out with Psalm 44. This is called Israel's Complaint. Israel's Complaint for the choir director. This is from the Sons of Korah. From the Sons of Korah. And they say, God, we have heard with our ears, our ancestors have told us, the work you accomplished in their days, in days long ago. In order to plant them, you displaced the nations by your hand. In order to settle them, you brought disaster on the peoples. For they did not take the land by their sword. Their arm did not bring them victory, but by your right hand, your arm, and the light of your face, because you were favorable toward them. You are my king, my God, who ordains victories for Jacob. Through you, we drive back our foes. Through your name, we trample our enemies. For I do not trust in my bow, and my sword does not bring me victory. But you give us victory over our foes, and let those who hate us be disgraced. We boast in God all day long. We will praise your name forever. But you have rejected and humiliated us. You do not march with our enemies, with our armies. You make us retreat from the foe, and those who hate us have taken plunder for themselves. You hand us over to be eaten like sheep and scatter us among the nations. You sell your people for nothing. You make no profit from selling them. You make us an object of reproach to our neighbors, a source of mockery and ridicule to those around us. You make us a joke among the nations, a laughing stock among the peoples. My disgrace is before me all day long, and shame has covered my face because of the taunts of the scorner and the reviler, because of the enemy and avenger. All this has happened to us, but we have not forgotten you or betrayed your covenant. Our hearts have not turned back, our steps have not strayed from your path, but you have crushed us in a haunt of jackals and have covered us with deepest darkness. If we had forgotten the name of our God and spread out your hands, if we had forgotten the name of our God and spread out our hands to a foreign God, wouldn't God have found this out, since he knows the secret of our heart, of the heart? Because of you, we are put to death all day long. We are counted as sheep to be slaughtered. Wake up, Lord. Why are you sleeping? Get up. Don't reject us forever. Why do you hide and forget our affliction and oppression? For we have sunk down to the dust. Our bodies cling to the ground. Rise up. Help us. Redeem us because of your faithful love. That's one of those psalms that starts out really good and then gets pretty intense. The psalmists are recounting what they know of God based on what their forefathers have passed down, how God was faithful and how God gave them the land of milk and honey, and how they were defeated not because they were a really strong army, but because God helped them and was their strength in battle. So it makes me think of, like the Red Sea crossing and the battle at Jericho, things like that. Gideon and his battle. And then they talk about the fact that now their enemies are having victory over them. And what's really interesting about this particular psalm, and this is where, when you're in wisdom literature, or any parts of the Bible that recounts back, you really have to think back and see what parts of the story they're talking about and how you remember it. And the psalmists are saying that they were faithful to God. In verse 20, it says, "We have not forgotten the name of our God and spread out our hands to a foreign God." If we had forgotten the name of our God and turned to a foreign God, wouldn't God have found this out, because he knows the secrets of their hearts? And it says that they have not forgotten him or betrayed his covenant. And this is where I need to think about this, because the only reason why the Israelites were conquered by their enemies was because they were disobedient to God. Moses predicted that if you obey the Lord and you keep the covenant that you made with him, then you'll have prosperity in this land, and your children and their children's children will prosper and dwell here. But if you break the covenant, he gave this whole list of things that would happen. This is in Deuteronomy. And exile and being overtaken by their enemies was on that list. And yet here the psalmists are saying, we didn't break covenant. And I'm like, yeah, you did. So I need to figure out. So this is an example of when there is cognitive dissonance for me. It doesn't mean that the Bible is contradicting itself. It means that I am missing something. So I'm going to leave it there. But that's Psalm 44. And I have questions as to what that means when the psalmists are saying that they didn't break covenant, but the reason why they're experiencing defeat and so forth was clearly foretold by Moses, and it was because they would break covenant. So anyway, some questions to ask. I need to do some further digging. All right, let's move on. I don't know about y'all, but I have a busy day. It is Christmas Eve. And our family festivities begin tomorrow. And so I have a lot to do. Good morning, Darlene. I have a lot to do today, both for work and for just prepping. I got to go to the store, do all the things. Hi, TJ. You know. Are you guys wrapping things up for the week? Or at least, are you wrapping things up before Christmas? Do you guys have plans and all of that you're kind of prepping for? Because I do. And I have a little bit more on my plate than I think I can handle in one day, but we're gonna see how much we can do. Oh, this is interesting. I don't know if I want to ask that question. We're gonna do an icebreaker question. Slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. You and me both, Darlene. Last night or yesterday afternoon, my husband and I watched a couple of Christmas movies while we wrapped presents and got most of our presents done. We just need to wrap. Good morning, Nikki, or whatever time of day it is for you, wherever you are in the world. I don't like these questions this morning for some reason. Good morning, Miss Alma. How are you? Oh, this is a fun question. All right. So again, for those of you who might be new, I have several new followers here on the channel. So I never know who might be new, who's been with us for a while, who's watching. So I'm just going to say this in case you didn't know. This is the Icebreaker Starter Pack, 150 prompt questions. Again, if you're interested in anything that I use, it's in my favorites page. It's got 6 categories of cards, and we're going to do a Would You Rather, which I typically don't like, but this one's cool. I don't particularly like the Would You Rather game. At least I don't like playing it with certain people, like my brother, because he'll come up with like really outrageous stuff, and I'm like, I don't like either of those options. He's good at that kind of thing. Okay. So, would you rather? An answer here in the chat. If you're here live, if you're watching the replay, you can go ahead and answer in the comments. Would you rather be the funniest person in the room or the smartest person in the room? Let me know. The funniest person or the smartest person? Excuse me. Funniest or the smartest? Nikki, funniest always. I am not surprised by your answer. And honestly, I think I have to say the same. I would rather be the funniest person. Darlene would rather be the smartest. Here's why I say the funniest person, because I naturally have a more know-it-all kind of personality that needs to be in check and needs to be kept in check. So I would rather be funny. I'd rather, if I had to choose, I guess the way I'm looking at this is I'd rather be a reason why people enjoy themselves, rather than, I don't know. I'd rather be a reason people enjoy themselves. I'll just leave it there. I'm trying to this is my way of trying to keep my know-it-all behavior and sort of personality kind of under wraps and in check, because that's not necessary all the time. You know what I mean? Nikki, it is 6 p.m. Okay, so it's 6 p.m. for you. Good evening. Good evening in Dubai. So yeah, funny, smartest, funny. Yeah. A little Miss Know-It-All as well. You as well. Same thing for you, Kristen. I don't like Would You Rather games that have horrible options. You love both. Yeah, me too, TJ. I like both. I mean, I want to be considered intelligent, right? It's just easier to be funny, Nikki. That's interesting. That's interesting. See, that's okay. That's an interesting nuance. Nikki said that she's had to. You are smart, um, but you've hidden it for so well for so many years um, that you've just gotten used to it, and it's just easier to be funny. Now, the thing is I hate to think that there would be situations or multiple situations where you would have to hide your intelligence. I don't think that's right either. Um, Also, can we say this? And I know this is like more nuanced than what the card was asking for, but oftentimes it takes a smart person to be funny. Like good funny, like real good funny takes some intelligence. So I don't know. It's an interesting conversation. It's an interesting conversation. You were bullied as a child for being smart. Then that makes complete sense. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You'd like to be the funniest person in the room, Alma, but it depends on the room. That exactly. This is why I don't like Would You Rather. Because it makes no room for nuance. But then again, this is an icebreaker question, which means that it's a great springboard for conversation. Some people don't like to be around the smarties. It's true. That is very true. All right, you all, I need to exit the room for just a moment because I forgot my planner, and that's the next thing on our agenda. You have to tone yourself down, Darlene. Oh, man. Oh, man. You were diagnosed with ADHD as an adult. So when you were a child, you didn't think you were smart. Yeah, that makes it difficult. That makes it really difficult. Oh, my goodness. Okay, give me just 1 second. I'm going to grab my planner. I will be right back. Okay, here we go. Woohoo! I love Smarties. I love Smarties, the candies. They're one of my favorites. I don't eat them very often. I try not to eat candy very often, but when it comes to non-chocolate candy, Smarties are one of my favorites. Smarties is one of my favorites. I consider that a plural. Yes, indeed. Okay, let's talk about our to-do list for the week. You all, we are hitting the last week of the not just the month, but the year. We're getting there. And in fact, I need to check my big calendar. Do I have this right? Okay. Yeah. Is this week 52? You guys. This is week 52, right? Yep. We are officially in week 52. Oh, my Lanta. You're sorry to see December go? I am too. It went by really fast. I was hoping to slow it down. I was really hoping to slow it down. It just did not happen that way. But I have high hopes to slow down January. So those are my hopes. Who is ready for a new month and a new year? Who's ready for the new year? Who is ready for the new year? I am, and I'm also not. I am because I look forward to seeing what God has in store. I'm not technically because I have done no goal setting yet. Prep week, for those of you who might be Power Sheets users, prep week has come and gone, and I did not touch my Power Sheets at all. And I'm kind of proud of myself because it would have added, instead of being a helpful exercise, it would have been a stressful exercise because of all the things that were going on around, in life. I would have put too much pressure to get my prep work done, and it would not have been profitable or a peaceful process. So I'm giving myself the time to do it in between Christmas and New Year's. So, all right. What have we got going on today? I'm only working. Man, see, this is the thing. When you work from home, so my husband's going to be off starting tomorrow afternoon, and he'll be off until the 9th of January. So he's got some vacation time, and I really want to take some vacation time. We went out of town for a week for Thanksgiving, and I still worked that entire week. And it wasn't a real true vacation. So I really wanted to take some time off. And so, yeah, you can't slow down December. I know. Yes and no for January as a new year. Yeah. You're looking very forward to January. Your job has been so busy. I need the mental break for the first week of January. Yeah, I get it. I think a lot of us are just worn out. I think a lot of us are worn out. And I mean, we could say that every year, but it's been a pretty tumultuous several months, especially for those of us in the US. And that's aside from anything that happens in your personal life, your relationships, your work. I mean, it's just a lot. And that's just here in the US. No telling. I don't know everything that's going on in every other country. And so it's just a lot. It's a lot. We're going through a lot. All right. Darlene's already got her 3. Come on, you guys. Darlene's already got her 3. You love December. Looking forward to January and starting the new Bible study. Yes, I am too. You're moving into your new house on the 31st. Oh my gosh. Your kids and dogs are moving here from South Africa in February. Awesome. You rebooted your YouTube channel. Oh, good for you, Nikki. Good for you. We'll need to check that out. You started prep work, but you didn't finish it yet. No problem there, Alma. You're still further along than I am. You're still further along than I am. Okay, so what do I need to get done today or this week? Christmas presents are all purchased. I just need to finish wrapping. I need to do returns. So I purchased a bunch of stuff for our Christmas party at church, and we didn't use everything. And so I need to go back and return stuff so I can submit my receipts and get reimbursed for all of that. Oh, I have okay. I decided to home make some of our Christmas presents. Some of you who might follow me on Instagram might have seen. I need to finish those projects. I have 1, 2, 3. Yeah. And those need to be finished like today. Oh gosh. This is like the epitome of biting off more than I can chew. I've truly bit off more than I can chew. I'm gonna make it, but I might not sleep for the next 48 hours. 24 hours. Okay. Need to finish that. And I need to film. Okay. Those are my top 3 right now. I have groceries to buy today. In fact, that's my first thing. Right after the Monday morning show, I am running off to the grocery store this morning so I can get in and get out and be done. Groceries, finish wrapping presents. Oh, there's a game we're playing for our family get together, and I need to finish prepping for that. All right. So my top 3 are I have to do, I think I have to go to like 2 or 3 different stores to do some returns. Ugh, it's my least favorite. I also do have to do a drop off at UPS to return something that we didn't need. Finish a couple of 3 Christmas presents, and I need to film a teaching video because I'm behind on that. And I need to publish a teaching video. Okay. Got to go do groceries, finish wrapping presents, and I got some gifts to prep. Okay. Darlene, you got to finish boxing up seasonal things and clothing. Okay. Play with decorating planners and notebooks. I love it. I need to do that. I need to do that too. I'm going to schedule some time to play. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to print my reading challenges. I didn't print them out. I need to print them out and put them in my reading life planner. And then you need to hang out with your granddaughters and family. I love that. I love that. Anything else? Does anybody else have their top 3 priorities for the week? What you got? What you got? What you got? Maybe while I'm out, I'll go print my reading challenges. I have my printers here at the house. Well, one of them's not even mine technically, but I have some use. I get to use it for a couple of things. But my home printer, she's tired. She's so tired. I've had her a long time, and she needs to be replaced. She can do black and white, okay, but color is a challenge. It is a challenge. You're losing weight. Cycling in the morning. Nice. Oh, I'm so sorry about the fibromyalgia pain. That is no fun. Mercy. Rest and enjoy your family. I love that. I love that, Marlena. I love that. I want to rest and enjoy my family too. Oh, you had no pain. You've had no fibromyalgia pain for 2 months. That's awesome. That is awesome. I pray that that continues because it truly is no fun. I worked with somebody once who had fibromyalgia, and she was a sweetheart, but she was in pain all the time. I just felt so sorry. Okay, I feel like there's more, but we're just going to leave it there. Just going to leave it there for now. Oh, you know what? I have to pay a pretty significant bill. Gotta pay that bill. Is that also due? Did I pay that? I did. Okay. Pay. I have a couple of emails I need to answer. Oh, maybe. I have a couple of videos I really want to film before the year's out. Okay. Donna, you're traveling. Currently, you're traveling, Donna, to California. You're in Arizona and there's no signal. Yeah. When you're traveling through Arizona, I've done that. I've traveled from Texas to California a couple of times and it is no man's land out there. Oh, man. Desert is one of my least favorite habitats, ecosystems, whatever you call it. Oh, to me, it's miserable. I know some people love it and more power to them, but I do not find pleasure in the desert at all. Okay, so I need to take care of that. Oh, I need to work on my schedule. Okay, so my husband and I have worked out weekends where we want to just like take off, like not have any responsibilities, just, just the two of us, that kind of thing. And we need to plot those dates. And then we also said that we were going to plot out our date nights for next year. And we also just to have them on the calendar because we used to be really good about saying, okay, Wednesday night is date night. Wednesday night was date night for a good long time. And then because we got busy and because of sometimes it was finances, things like that, we just kind of dropped off and we haven't had a regular date night in a while. And so yesterday we were talking and he was like, you know what? We should take advantage of like places that we like to go that might have like deal days, that kind of thing, like the bowling alley or the Top Golf place. It's just called Top Golf. Um, where they have different deals. And I was like, absolutely. So let's think about what days that we want to do stuff and just plot them out on the calendar. Let's just keep the appointment with each other. Why is it so hard to like keep our own appointments with like yourself or family? That might not be a tough thing for you. It is for us sometimes because we'll be like, oh, we could put it off or something more important came up and that's not great. So I need to meet with Steven. We also need to have a budget meeting. About 2025 calendar and budget because I have my budget planner from Clever Fox. We need to go over it. You love Top Golf. Listen, I am not a sports ball person at all. I'm not good at any sport, really. I can shoot a basketball okay sometimes. I come from a basketball family. The men in my family play ball, but not good at it. Have no desire to be good at it. But for some reason, I'm not terrible at Top Golf. To I think all of our surprise, to my surprise, I'm not terrible at it. I'm not terrible at it, which is delightful because it's something I can do where I don't feel like a complete failure when it comes to sports because I have no talent and I also have no interest. So there's that. Okay, my schedule is sort of locked in. Okay, let's move on to have a lovely dinner, Nikki. Have a lovely dinner. Merry Christmas and best wishes on your move. I hope everything goes well without hiccups. Okay, Alma's got her list. You're putting together a prayer card album for your sister who was diagnosed with metastatic carcinoma. I'm so sorry. Prayers for her. Finish desk declutter. Why you gotta call me out, Alma? That was not. I'm just kidding. I need to declutter this too. I did declutter my office to an extent, but I still have a long ways to go. And then you need to wrap gifts. Oh my goodness. I should have put declutter in here. You know what? One thing at a time. One thing at a time. Okay. Let's do books. Let's do books. Give me 3 colors, you all. Give me 3 colors. Let's do some books. Merry Blessed Christmas. I like that. Merry Blessed Christmas. Give me 3 colors. We're going to pick some books today. I'm going to try to pick some things that might be Christmassy. Or like wintry. I don't know. 3 random colors. All right, Marlena's coming in with yellow, blue, and purple. Yellow, blue, and purple. Okay. Yellow, blue, and purple. Okay. I don't know if, Darlene, you might be able to help me with this because I don't remember. If I've recommended a particular book. I'm trying not to recommend like a World War II novel every time because this is not a book. This is just a decor. This is all World War II and World War I think. Okay. Yellow, blue, and purple. A novel. That was blue. Yellow. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Purple. Oh, let's move this out of the way. Oh, you said purple, not green. Oh man, I don't have a lot of purple in nonfiction. I have 2 purple books up here, but they're super niche. I don't think they're gonna... Oh, I've got yellow over here. Hold, please. I'm gonna go to my other shelf. Hold, please. Let's see. That's really niche too. Okay. We'll do this yellow. We'll do that one today and save that one for later. Purple. Oh, we've done that one before. Do. Well, I need more purple books. Seriously. And purple is my favorite color, too. Apparently, I do not choose my books based on... I was trying to avoid World War II. And here we have World War II. This belongs down here, apparently. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Here's another one. Ooh. All right. Let's try this. Let's try this. Okay. This is such an outlier. Ugh. All right, I've got two novels. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time this time. Okay, this is one novel. I want something different. Okay, I've got a lot of blue. So, you guys, I'm sorry. I just want these to be good. Let's try this. I don't know what I'm doing today. I have no idea what I'm doing today. Okay. Let's start with a novel. This is for purple. A little bit of a purple binding here. I think I got this. This is from Book of the Month, but I think I got this thrift. So I paid like $1 or $2 for it. It's called Valentine by Elizabeth Wetmore. And here's the synopsis. It says it's February 1976 and Odessa, Texas stands on the cusp of the next great oil boom. While the townsmen embrace the coming prosperity, its women intimately know and fear the violence that always seems to follow. Good morning, Shadow Goodman. In the early hours of the morning after Valentine's Day, 14-year-old Gloria Ramirez appears on the front porch of Mary Rose Whitehead's ranch house, broken and barely alive, after a vicious attack in a nearby oil field. Trigger warning, sorry. We've got some, what do you call it? Domestic violence, it sounds like. I'm sorry. This act of brutality is tried in the churches and barrooms of Odessa before it can reach the court of law. When justice is evasive, the stage is set for a showdown with potentially devastating consequences. Valentine is a haunting exploration of the intersections of violence and race, class, and region, in a story that plumbs the depths of darkness and fear, yet offers a window into beauty and hope, told through the alternating points of view of the indelible characters who burrow deep into the reader's heart. This fierce, unflinching, and surprisingly tender novel illuminates women's strength and vulnerability and reminds us that it is the stories we tell ourselves that keep us alive. Valentine by Elizabeth Wetmore. For those of you who don't know, this started out, the book recommendation started out because I have lots and lots of books on my shelves, but I haven't read many of them. I haven't read all of them. I said it right the first time. I haven't read many of them. So I do what I call soft recommendations. These are books that I recommend because they're on my shelves and they looked interesting, but they're not full recommendations because I have not fully read them nor vetted them. So take them with a grain of salt. If you read a book and you're like, I can't believe Alyssa recommended this, 2 things. Number 1, not every book is for every person, and I get that. And number 2, I picked up the book and read the inside cover or the back, if there's anything on the back, just in the same way that you would have. And so it looks good, but I can't necessarily vouch for everything that's inside because I haven't read it yet. So I call them soft recs. Okay, soft recommendations. Take them with a grain of salt. Use your judgment. That's all I can say. Okay, so Valentine by Elizabeth Wetmore. Let's go for another blue. It's Christmas. Have I talked about this? The Frozen River? Let me know if you've been on a Monday morning show and I've talked about this. Okay? I feel like I have, but just in case I haven't, as you can see, there's a bookmark in here because I'm reading it. I've been slowly reading it for a good few months now. This I got from Book of the Month, and it's about. This is another domestic violence book. I'm sorry. I did not do that on purpose. We haven't talked about it yet. Not that you've heard. Okay, Darlene, you would know. Okay. I'm so sorry. If that's a trigger, I apologize. This is by Ariel Lahan. Lahan. I'm hoping I pronounced that correctly. She also wrote I Was Anastasia, if anybody's heard of that book, and also Codename Helene, which I read years ago. That's a World War II book. Yeah. This is a historical mystery inspired by the life and diary of Martha Ballard, a renowned 18th century midwife who defied the legal system and wrote herself into American history. So this is 1789 in Maine, when the Kennebec River freezes, entombing a man in the ice. Martha Ballard is summoned to examine the body and determine the cause of death. As a midwife and healer, she is privy to much of what goes on behind the closed doors in Hollowell. Her diary is a record of every birth and death, crime and debacle that unfolds in the close-knit community. Months earlier, Martha documented the details of an alleged rape committed by two of the town's most respected gentlemen. It's sounding very much like the Scarlet Letter. It gives a little bit of Scarlet Letter in that sense. Committed by two of the town's most respected gentlemen, one of whom has now been found dead in the ice. But when a local physician undermines her conclusion, declaring the death to be an accident, Martha is forced to investigate the shocking murder on her own. Over the course of one winter, as the trial nears and whispers and prejudices mount, Martha doggedly pursues the truth. Her diary soon lands at the center of the scandal, implicating those she loves and compelling Martha to decide where her own loyalties lie. Clever, layered, and subversive, Ariel Lahan's newest offering introduces an unsung heroine who refused to accept anything less than justice at a time when women were considered best seen and not heard. The Frozen River is a thrilling, tense, and tender story about a remarkable woman who left an unparalleled legacy, yet remains nearly. The Frozen River is a thrilling, tense, and tender story about a remarkable woman who left an unparalleled legacy, yet remains nearly forgotten to this day. So, based on a real person's story, a real woman's story, so far it's interesting. It's a little bit slow. It's not slow like not ethereal, but like atmospheric. It's not atmospheric. I don't like atmospheric in books. So the story moves along. I'm reading it slowly, which is probably why it feels slow to me. I have not been reading in print very, very well lately. I've been doing a lot of audiobooks because I've been so busy. But it is keeping my attention, and I really want to know who done it. I really do. Okay, moving into nonfiction. These are so random, you guys. I mean, I know it's always random. All right. Okay. This is very niche. Okay. And some of you may not need this, but some of you may. I picked a yellow book off of my business bookshelf. This is Do Over by Jon Acuff. Have we talked about this? I read this a long time ago. My husband and I were still dating, actually, when I read this. And I had just recently graduated from college. And the only reason why I know that is because I was able to go to a book signing, and Acuff wrote, "Congrats on graduating." So that's what would have happened. So yeah, Do Over, it's Rescue Monday, reinvent your work and never get stuck. This is a great beginning of the year book. If you need a beginning of the year book, okay, if you need to do some do-over, if you need a do-over. But I'm saying disclaimer because you may not be ready for this kind of thing. But if you are, here we go. Acuff says, it took me 16 years to write this book. That breaks down to a brisk 12 words per day. But it wasn't the writing that took long, it was the working. I had to work at big companies and small companies. I had to get hired and fired several times. I had to find my dream job, then walk away from it. But after all that, I can now say the following with absolute certainty. You already have everything you need for an amazing career. In fact, you've had it since day one. Starting on the first day you got paid to scoop ice cream or restock shelves, you had the chance to develop the four elements all great careers have in common: relationships, skill, character, and hustle. You already have each of those to one degree or another. Now it's time to amplify them and apply them in a new way, creating a career savings account. This unique approach will give you the power to call a do over, whether you're 22, 42, or 62. You have the resources to reinvent your work and get unstuck. You'll even rescue your Mondays as you discover how to work toward the job you've always wanted. Just as a bank account protects you during a financial crunch, a career savings account protects you during a career crunch. You need a CSA because you'll eventually face at least one of these major transitions. You'll hit a career ceiling, you'll experience a career bump. I'm going to not read every single thing. You'll make a career jump, or you'll get a surprise career opportunity. It took me 16 years to figure out how to call a do-over on my career. Please don't wait 16 years. Please don't wait 16 more seconds before starting yours. So I really, really enjoy Acuff's voice. And this is a really good book. From what I remember, it's been a long time since I read this. So this one I actually have read. It's been a long while, but I would kind of blanket recommend anything Acuff writes. He's really good at what he does. So if you're needing this kind of thing, as we get into January, Do Over by Jon Acuff. He also wrote Start, which I don't remember if I own. I think it might be up there. He wrote Start, Do Over, and Finish. So these kind of 3 points in work, he wrote a book for each of those. So Start, that one has a tagline that says punch fear in the face and some other stuff. And then Finish, that sounds self-explanatory. It is self-explanatory. Okay, so there's that one. We also have, I just pulled a blue one off the shelf. This is Waymaker by Ann Voskamp. Confession, I've never actually finished anything by Ann Voskamp. Not on purpose, not for any reason. I just haven't gotten to it yet. But I got this on clearance a while ago, not too long ago, like in this past quarter of the year. And so it's been sitting on my shelf for a little bit. This is Finding the Way to the Life You've Always Dreamed of. This sounds like another good New Year's book if you're needing that kind of thing. How do you find a way forward in your one and only life when life isn't turning out the way you dreamed? If you follow the wrong directions, you'll end up somewhere you never wanted. If the expectations you've been handed outline success, fulfillment, and meaning in ways that do not correspond with the actual topography and reality of your life, no wonder you feel a bit lost. And life keeps coming in waves. Your dreams, your disappointments, your hopes, your heartaches. There's no controlling life's storms. There is only learning the way to walk through the waves. In Waymaker, Ann Voskamp pens an unforgettably vulnerable story of love and loss, the story of her marriage that she almost lost, of her daughter she almost didn't find, and how there seemed to be no way forward, no matter which way she turned. What if, in the midst of looking for the way through waves, you could actually discover sacred signposts that point to a way less traveled, but is a way more fulfilling? When facing any Red Sea, the obstacle is the miracle. Finding the way through that is actually about finding a way of life, and the greatest love story you could ever dream of is not a miracle. It's not a mirage, but is reality. In this honest love story, Anne hands you a compass that makes meaning of your life, points to a profoundly practical and deeply transformative way of life, and shows you the way through shows you the way through to the place you've only dreamed of, a way you never expected. Ugh, that was a lot of words. I'm sorry, I tripped over half of them. Anyway, Anne Voskamp, again, I've never read her. I've read bits and pieces of her. I've not read her in full, so soft rec, but it sounds good. And then it's Christmas. We'll just do another one. Growing Boldly by Emily Lay. Have we talked about this? I can't remember. Dare to Build a Life You Love. This is another good New Year's book. I enjoy Emily's voice. She's very she's who you want to read when you need something light and bright. I'm not saying she's not deep. I'm not saying she's not deep. But there's a certain level of depth that I don't think she's going for necessarily in her writing. Light and bright is the best way I can describe her writing. So I listened to this on audio. I happened to get a copy of this on clearance, so I got it really stupid cheap. And it was just a delight to listen to. If you just sometimes I need something that's like a palate cleanser. I don't have to like sit and ponder too long. She gets to her point and I'm like, yeah, I get that. Oh yeah, and I get that. Oh, and I needed to hear that. And it's not always like I didn't know this stuff. She's like the girlfriend who's going to remind you often of things that you knew already or of things that you didn't necessarily think about. But once she says it, you're like, oh, that makes complete sense. So this is very like girlfriend sitting across, the kitchen table, just light and bright. That's all I can say. So, Grow Boldly. It's a really good book. It doesn't have any back cover copy, so I have nothing to read to you except Dare to Build the Life You Love. I will. Okay, here we go. She's also very practical. She's also very, very practical, and I like that about her writing. And I have most of her books on my shelf. So, let me read you the chapter titles really quick, and we're at 9:00, so I'm almost done. She uses the word build as an acronym. So B is for believe in who you are and whose you are. This is going to entail calling out the lies, facing fears, getting to know the real you, be comfortable with confidence. U is utilize what you have, dig up your grit, stand strong on your story, raise your average. I is imagine the life you dream of, so claim your calling and design your roadmap. L is love people well. I love that one. Lead with integrity and passion, serve with kindness, choose legacy. And then D is do what matters and forget the rest. Fight like an underdog, pursue what makes you come alive, and dig in. This is a really great, now that I'm reading the chapter titles, I'm kind of remembering a little bit. This is a really great New Year's book. So if you're looking for one, this might be the one. You just need a little like air in your tire. You know what I mean? Like air in your tires, just motivation. That's a really good book from what I can remember. So I have read that one and I enjoyed it. I remember enjoying it and I probably ought to read it again. Okay. Challenge for the day, challenge for the week. I'm just going to pick one, you guys, because it's Christmas week. We already have enough. Okay. We already have enough. Let's do this one. Let's do this one. We're going to do this one instead. Here we go. I want you to stand in front of a mirror and speak confidently to yourself. Remind yourself that you are loved, you are alive, and you are strong. Super easy, guys. You are loved. You are loved so deeply, you guys. Just remember that. You are loved so deeply by God. You are alive, which is a gift, and you are strong. You are loved, you are alive, and you are strong. That's the challenge for the week. At some point this week, stand in front of a mirror and remind yourself of those things. If you want to tack on some scripture, right? John 3:16, Romans, I can never remember the text, but the one that says there's therefore now no condemnation. That's one of my verses right now. The women's group in my church just got finished studying Romans, and that verse is just like rolling through my brain all the time. There's therefore now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. Repeat scripture to yourself, stand in front of that mirror and tell yourself who you are, whose you are, and that you are capable of doing the thing that God called you to. Thank you, Romans 8:1. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. I can see it now on my Bible page. Romans 8:1. Thank you. All right, you guys, that is it. I need to let you go. I have an errand to run. I've got some errands to run. Errands, plural, to run. Have a wonderful day. Have a Merry, Merry Christmas. I will talk to you all next Monday, right before New Year's. So, Merry, Merry Christmas. We'll have prayer real quick, and I'll let you go. Have a great Monday. All right, thanks for hanging out with me. Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we're so grateful for this opportunity to spend a few moments just reflecting on the blessings of life, talking about our priorities, and looking forward to celebrating your birth, the gift of your life for us. We're so grateful for all the blessings you give to us, all the opportunities we have. We don't know what the new year is going to bring, Lord, but you do. You've already seen it. You've already dealt with it. And you're ready to walk us through it. And so I just ask that you would give us a wonderful week full of hopefully celebration and fun and relaxation, rest, family time, friends time, just opportunity to pause for a moment and reflect on who you are and the good, generous gifts you give us in celebration and fun and relaxation at the end of a busy year. We're so grateful. I ask that you would be with all of those who are potentially dealing with any physical challenges, financial challenges, challenging financial circumstances, relationship crises. Lord, this is a time of celebration, but I don't want to forget or belittle even the struggles that don't stop, that don't pause, that don't take a break. So please be with those who are struggling in various ways, Lord, even especially during this holiday season. Ask that you would be with every household represented here, that you would keep us all safe, that you would walk with us, that we would walk with you, that we would not leave your side. Thank you for all your blessings, Lord. And if I've forgotten anything, please fill in the gaps, Lord. I ask all of these things in the blessed name of Jesus. Amen. Merry Christmas! Happy holidays! Merry blessed Christmas! Happy Christmas! However you want to say it. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and we'll see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out. Bye!